Hi, welcome to part 6. What you expected me to do? That's the way it was handed down to me. There's how you could find your book. That's how you're going to find. What am I going to say to people? How are you going to get my book? That's what was handed to me. To be or not to be, that's the way I did it. I did it just how it was handed to me. I didn't create that problem. They did. You're making the lump sum and you're not keeping right books. That's I don't understand that. Then it seems to me that the only thing you were interested in is for me to put my money out there and no return for me. To me, that is a scam artist, and a scam artist, they don't want you to come after them. They want you to forget everything. After they get that money, you must get scared and forget them. Um, I want my money back. When I didn't only advertise in Westfield, Massachusetts, when I came back to New York with my car, those signs, those advertisements stayed in my car window parked. In New York, I hardly drive my car. It parked on 170 3rd Street, uptown Washington Heights, where I was living at the time. It parked there for what, about 2 years or more. I was living in the basement. So with all the house Yahoo and everybody on my window and Scott and everybody on my window. I didn't move it, and I just went from one side to the street of the other, depending on how they was cleaning the street. Those signs remained in my car until I became homeless. When I became homeless, I turned it around in the back, and I wrote on the back of them 25,000 people homeless in New York City. Anybody on 109th Street downtown could tell you that was marked up in my window. I turned the advertisement around and put homeless on it on the window, and that's where I slept. As I said, yes, I did like first book when I first joined them with my ebook. Yes, I certainly liked it. I felt good and relief at the time. I wasn't deep into American culture so much then, but I mean, I already had 10 years in the country or so at the time, of course, but I still like them then. But they grow to be, monsters, so I can't deal with that. It may be that maybe my sign by God is an earthquake, because when I moved to Buffalo a few months after, I was asleep. It was sometime, I think it was before midday or so. I don't know, I must go on the internet and look at it, but there was another earthquake, a small tremor, but I felt that one a little bit, but I was so tired because when you come from sleeping in your car for so many years, you're trying to catch up on sleep. Now, any little break you get, you're sleeping. But I felt it, and then I turned on the news, I think, when I woke up, and they said there was an earthquake here in Buffalo, but it was slight. So maybe the earthquake was a sign of that 60 cents coming. I don't know, but I think that's my message. I don't know. It's kind of strange, though. No, I'm still not blaming the Attorney General. I will not do that for a lot of reasons, because it is a known fact that things can be going on in an office, in a home, in places that the head person do not know. That's a known fact. And it's not that I'm shading him or afraid of him or anything like the sort. It is just a fact. It's a human thing. So, but I'm saying that the Attorney General office is corrupted, yes. But pointing the finger at him, no, because his letter to me was understandable. Things went south or whatever direction. It went bad, bottom line. And the thing, you see, in a house, as I say, it could happen that you don't know. And I remember I was sitting a test at JFK to drive a vehicle. And the federal government of America give you this test. They put you through this because they want JFK very, very safe. Especially, it was just after the World Trade Center. And the federal woman, when she said it, it stuck to me. This stuck to me because I was previously in a Pan Am accident. And when she said that the Lockerbie Pan Am accident was caused by security, I can't remember which one it was, but in security anyway, somebody working within the company caused. You see, So you're not thinking, well, it's the owner did it or something. Look, it's security down the line, So you in a house, things could go wrong without the top person knowing. It could be a lot of things there, a lot of people, blackmail anything, a man wants, he's selling out or he buying information, whatever it is. All sorts of things can happen. So I'm not blaming the Attorney General. I do not think a good man, anyway, this is the way I was brought up, is going to spoil his name, work so hard, spoil his name, and do these kind of things. No, I do not think so. Very, very rare. When you find men doing that sort of stuff, is because, they don't like their father names. So I don't think so. I really don't think so, so I'm not going to blame it. And if it is so, well, what could I say? I can't do anything about it. I believe that other house is working for somebody other than themselves for the way things they does. I don't know. I believe it's government connection. That's what I'm going to say, and that's what I honestly believe. And because you give me 60 cents, you're sending for tax papers, you're trying to make some sort of thing with the taxes, and like if I'm a tax dodger. That means to say you want the government to have a finger on me. That's the only way I see it. This is the way I see it, plain and clear. I don't owe Trinidad government anything. So I do not have any intention of even owing American government anything. Excuse me. Before I met or was with Facebook, Ibis House was the first letter I get concerning publishing. It came like out of the blues, from nowhere it came, and I answered them, and they answered me, and then suddenly the next letter came from Facebook. So it was Ibis House who contacted me first, and then came Facebook. That's how I came in contact with Facebook back in 1998. It might be a sixth sense that I have why I would not definitely put my finger on the Attorney General, because of when I read it, the way he returned the first letter to me, greeting, and so it might be that, and not only that, other things that I don't believe that a man would reach to that stage in his life and want to dirty himself with foul play. I also don't believe that, but it's just the caseworker, the way her actions went, the way her whole, she didn't talk to me on the phone but once, is true, and it was only about email. She was like a hunter with emails, looking for files, okay? She gave out that sort of a thing that I don't want to meet or greet you. At the time I wasn't thinking that, but what it is. This is what I sum it up now, that she didn't want to meet or greet me, but she only wanted information. She only wanted to know what I was. So I exclude the Attorney General. It's too bad that his office have to be named in it. Of course, it's too bad, but I will not put my finger on him and say he did it. I wouldn't do that. Because my father also wish I was a better person. In a household, you don't know how things could go. You know what I mean? So I would not dearly put my finger, but I'll tell you something. With those 8 books that came back from the Attorney General office, had I collect that in the bulk of quarterly report that I got from the basement, I would have gladly enjoyed that then, because every little thing counts. I'll buy a ton load of bagel and stick it in my refrigerator to make sure I had food. I was that desperate. So that never showed up. I mean, other house accountanship, I don't have enough words for it. It's just no damn good. That's what it is. And for 60 cents slap in my face, I want to make it clear. No, I'm going home with that. I'm going to the end zone with that, because this, you see, these kind of people that start a kind of singing, and then before you know it, it builds up in your butt and you're off to jail. And as a poor woman, they then put me to sleep in a car. What else do they want to do to me now? This is where the government input come in. But even if I don't like to say government, this is a government part of special interest. for other house to pull these stunts, they have to either have a tax break or some sort of thing. So that become government. But that's the only way they could assist in this kind of corruption, to get me in a position where I could crumble under government. So yes, this is a special interest, right wing, left wing, within the government. The 25,000 book publishers or distributors, as Order House called them, turned out to be the pyramid of hell for me. It's like when you get a bad susu chore in Trinidad, something like that, but not as bad. At least there, sometimes you get back your money. These are worse. The worst pyramid. 25,000 book publishers that selling and they don't keep track of what they're selling. Never heard of it. Nuts. I was told that lawyers who assist with the signing of your book for your contract are intellectual property lawyers. That's what I was told, and by quite a few. And I also researched it on the internet. Today, you could research anything on the internet before you go out and do publish a book, and you can also do a lot of research before you go out there, because I've heard people coming out with all sort of creative ideas, and they're much more there are quite a few that are saying that people recommend it. So do your research, never to know what you will find. As I said before, Order House never told me that they were going to get the ISBN number. Order House never did. I paid them on February 27, 2002. The ISBN number came in the mail to me in Massachusetts on the 6th of 2002. They never, I was like surprised in the mail also, because I didn't go through that ISBN number process with the ebook. No, Order House never. Order House name is on the ISBN number. I would not go and get the ISBN number and put my book for ISBN number as a fiction. No, I would not. No. All of those sorts of stuff is a razzle-dazzle. You know what I mean? They have meaning. I don't know by they collecting it if they was authorized to get it or not as a biography. I don't know the fine points of ISBN. I know about copyrighted. I don't know how to get the ISBN number. This is a copy of the agreement for book on demand. As you will see on the check, it's signed the same date on the check, February 22nd, 2000. This is just an extension to the agreement. The contract for the ebook is the same worldwide distributors. As you can see, it's a first book here. I hope these bandits pay the government tax on these things. This is February 27, 2000. I have to show it again because I want to make sure the IRS get them, because I don't know what they're coming after me for 60 cents. This is more money I give them. I hope they're paying the IRS taxes, those hooligans. This is also the submission form that was signed on the same day that I wrote out a check for everything. I think Order House first books, I think they're money launderers. That's the back of this check I just showed for $75. They cannot find it, but the bank could find it. This is the 554. This is also Order House advance. Ending at the bottom numbers is ending in 06. The middle numbers is 012. It is Order National, the National Bank in Bloomington, Indiana. Are they going to also deny this money came to them and was paid to them then too, even if they deny that there isn't a contract? I want to know. I keep the 60 cents check right where I have my dinner every night, right under the American flag there. I kept it there on the table purposely so I could see it and face the music. I'm tired of that. It's for me it is a reasonable question to ask and talk about the $243 that I paid for those 20 books. And the reason is that I believe when you do a business with somebody, you're looking at the opposition now in a way, right? They're you and them, you buy from them, you want to know what they're doing with the money also. And on the other hand, you want to know their gain. You want to know what they're gaining against what you gain. In other words, is it profitable for you, or who is making the biggest profit? And when you have waitresses working for less money and they are paying taxes, and these people are making 240 something dollars off of me, you want to know how much tax they pay out of that. Where's that information? This is the thing. So when it reached the Attorney General office and they did not observe that, that really was the key for me, and it upset me. Yeah, I look at it, I'm going to face that problem. When it was talked to, it was not like I didn't want to face the problem. I thought of it every day, even when it talked about. But the difference was I didn't know what to do. All I did was pray. And the minute I took it out there, it's been there for what, how many, 2 years now, I prayed about it and eventually got an answer about it, to make this video. But no, face your problems, because sooner or later, I would hate. I love writing my book so much, for so many years. My husband knew where to find me. If he couldn't find me when we were on board together, I had a separate cabin if I wanted to. All the Spinks, all the female worker, everyone. Once you sign on, you have your cabin. Even if you're married, your husband could either sleep in your cabin or you sleep in his. I slept in his because his was bigger than mine. But on the night that he wanted to find me and he didn't want ready to sleep, and he knew where to come and find me, walked down the hall, the door wasn't locked, and he would see me there at my typewriter, even on the North Sea. So I spend so much time at my book. It's a part of me. I want to see it. I want to face that problem, because years from now, I don't want to get into my 80 years old, 90s year old and get disgruntled about it. So I want to face it now. So it stay on my dining table, and I'm coming after Waterhouse because they're thieves.